Well, it says I'm live. I apologize. Um, Apparently, you can't make a live with your phone and then try to go to the desktop and do it. It just wouldn't let me out of that. So I'm gonna have to give it a here a bit for people to come on to the live here. See who shows up. If you're on here and you can hear me and you see me good, then send me a message in the chat there, letting me know that you can see me. Are you on? Leon, howdy. So you can hear me and see me pretty good? Is it working? Sounds good, man. That's a nice brick wall that you painted white. uh, hey, Jeremiah, Scott, Matthew. What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm looking down too because I used to have a little table here that was under the camera, and I had to use it for something else, and I forgot until just earlier. And I thought, man, now I'm going to be looking down all the time. So it's not that I'm not paying attention to you. I'm paying attention to you over here on the chat. So I'm at the Holiday Inn right now in Red Bluff, Leon. Oh, is that right? So you're at the Holiday Inn because of onboarding there, Leon? Hi, Caitlin. Yep. Oh, awesome. Cool. So are you going to work out of Red Bluff there, or is you just doing your onboarding there? Just finished day 2. Cool. Hopefully it's going well for you. Out of Hermiston. Oh, there you go. Hermiston's good. I like Hermiston. Bit cold up there, but it's kind of like my DC because they run me up there all the time. Well, you guys probably know. I mean, if you've been following my channel, like first thing Monday morning, oh, got to load Hermiston. So we've got quite a few here so far. Oh, there you go. 6037. Oh, okay. Who's that? The deer hunting. Actually, is that a holiday? That's a Holiday Inn there also by the Hermiston, DC, I think. I've stayed there. Pretty nice. Matthew in Iowa. Taking a load from Kentucky to Wisconsin. First day out on my own. Oh, all right. Right on. Well, hopefully it's going smooth there for you, Matthew. Hopefully there's not a bunch of weather. What we got here? Is that Jerry? Heading to Hermiston now. Yeah. As far as I know, there isn't a lot of weather. In Spokane, Leon again. Oh no, he lives in Spokane, so he's definitely used to the weather. Michael, help me with the last name. Camos. Hi, Don, associate from Du Bois. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Right on. So, well, maybe that's one of the things I should talk about right away. Well, being that a couple of you guys are associates of drivers, I mean, I'm sure you've already been told this and you know, but that is one hell of a deal because basically you're getting a job, like one of the best jobs out the gate without having to do that 30 months experience. Now, I know 30 months doesn't seem that long, but if anything happens, like you get in a serious accident, you may not qualify to work for Walmart. So, I mean, you pretty much all that risk period there, you just skip right through that, and then you're driving a truck at one of the best places. So that is awesome. What else we got here? Kevin, 7047. You know, I went down there gosh, what's it been? Maybe about 2 months now. And yeah, not much has changed. Pretty much looked the same. I just dropped a trailer off and then left with an empty, I think. I don't know what was going on with that. Let's see. Kevin was just up at Red Bluff, ran into Rich Prescott. Oh yeah, Rich is cool. Yeah, I like Rich. We work together. We he helped shoot the videos. I don't know if they're going to show them. They said they were going to show them like in the break rooms or during safety meetings, but he did a real good job on his. Hiring on with Walmart is a life changing event. Yes, big company for you. Really feel like family. Yeah, no, and it's funny because it's like Christmas. It's such a surprise. I mean, I remember when I first got on with Walmart, I was kind of hesitant over the whole thing. Like, do I really want this job? People didn't talk about like Walmart, like what you got paid, what you had to do. There just wasn't a lot of talk. They were real hush mouth back 17 years ago. And basically, I showed up there and I got my first paycheck, and I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like just busting butt trying to do everything as quick as I can, and I got everybody telling me just slow down, you need to slow down, and I'm like, I don't get it, we're truck drivers, why slow down? Because that's not the way we do it here. Get there on time and you know just do a good job. They'd rather see that than have you get in a big hurry. And it was quite an adjustment. And that first Christmas was pretty awesome because we can afford a lot more presents. So, what do you guys want to talk about? What are some of the questions you have? I'm looking for some of these people that may be interested in getting on with Walmart. Maybe they have experience. Maybe they're getting ready to be a truck driver. And so I see that there's quite a few people here that work at Walmart, which, if anybody has a question and I miss it, go for it. Help them, answer them. Maybe you'll get a referral out of it. Let's see here. Which one?
Kevin wants to deal with onboarding up there.
It's no longer on the premises. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you got me. I haven't paid attention. I thought it was still on the premises. Yeah, that maybe somebody else knows in the stream about it. Ordered my shirt today. My wife says thank you. I say thank you too. And that's deer hunting. Deer hunting?
One leg Mike.
One leg Mike. Oh, okay. Sorry. No, it's deer hunting.
Yeah, he's set up here.
Oh, okay. I see. Let's see here. Better to start at yard driver versus 30 months OTR. What's the yard driver pay? Gosh, I don't know. I couldn't imagine being a yard driver though. I would totally go insane just driving around that yard all day long. I would imagine they get paid pretty good. I mean, it's not going to be like what we get paid. I'm sure of it. Um, I don't know much. It's hard to believe. I mean, I've talked to them, but we've never discussed, what do they get paid or, what's their schedule or any of that. Just, I've never really known. Let's see, who's this? I applied December 24th and I just got the email to sign up for the interview. Cool. How do you say that name? Are you guys allowed to PC? Okay. We used to be able to do that. I don't know how many years it's been, but we had a thing where you can do personal conveyance, and um basically the way it worked was, and it's probably the way it's supposed to work, you had to be bobtail, you can go wherever you're going to go, and it had to be so many miles, and then you can come back, but you couldn't have a trailer and you had to come back to where you were at. And I'm guessing people abused it. I don't really know, but I know it didn't last very long. I mean, we had that for maybe a year or two, if even that. And then they said they were getting rid of it, which it didn't bother me because I never used it anyway. I mean, usually I know where I'm going to park and, I don't need to drive anywhere, or I just resign to the fact that I don't need to go anywhere until the next day. Do you have to drive overnight? Shirts?
Shifts,
Huh? Oh, ships.
overnight shifts.
Yeah, yeah. No. Well, it depends. We don't have to. I mean, we have all these different schedules, and I know that with the grocery DCs that they do have overnight shifts. Now, the do you have to part? I would imagine you'd have a choice to be able to pick day or night. But like my friend Rich out in Gas City, he says that I think he starts at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night or something like that, goes all night till the next morning. He likes it. But I don't know if I think there's other things available. There's got to be. I'm sure there is. I know out of McCarran, most of those guys, as far as I know, work during the day, but a lot of those reefers are ready in the late afternoon. So I would imagine they got a lot of night shift, but have to? I don't think you have to. Now, if you go to a GM DC, yeah, we don't have any of that. Not to say you couldn't do that. There was a couple of guys I've met over the years where they preferred to drive overnight, and I'd be laying over at a store, and then I'd wake up in the morning, and I'd see them, you know, getting ready to close the curtains, and I'm opening my curtains. But I mean, we're talking like two people over the years that were into that. Most everybody just drove during the day. What else we got here? So, one of the things I wanted to talk about, I've been seeing this stuff on YouTube here in the last, I don't know, last 2 weeks. And there's a couple of them, but one guy in particular, I'm not going to name any names, but they basically been saying, is truck driving, is it a dead industry? Is it over? And that kind of thing. Um, and I know some of you guys are probably, maybe you don't work at Walmart yet, or you're just now getting onto onboarding or whatever. And what I got to say to that is that, the carriers like the Schneiders, the Swifts, the Knight, the CR England and all that. The way I look at that is that these are the McDonald's, the Taco Bell, and the Jack and Box of trucking. Um, they're entry level positions. It's basically just about anybody can get hired. You're there for one reason and one reason alone, or it should be one reason alone, and that's to get some experience, don't get in an accident, and then start looking for that better job. And I've said it a bunch of times, Walmart's not the only one. I mean, there's tons of fuel jobs, there's union things. It really depends on where you live. And I just want to throw that out there that, there's still plenty of future in trucking. There's plenty of room for, new drivers at these big companies. I mean, Walmart, as far as I know, there's quite a bit of hiring still going to be going on for the next year or two, from what I hear anyway. I mean, basically, they're wanting to get rid of these outside carriers that do like a lot of our grocery DCs, just completely get rid of that, put in the Walmart drivers. There's freight that goes cross country, and they've had some teams that they've tried out. I don't know much about it, but some stuff like that they're trying out. So, yeah, there's plenty of future left in trucking. Don't listen to these guys what they say. And if you're once you get about 2 to 3 years experience, yeah, you want to be on your way to a better job. Otherwise, you'll get stuck at one of these places, and then they'll push you, and then you'll end up getting in an accident, and then well, you ruin your chances to go get a better job. So let's see here. Okay, Scott's answering them there. Starts his day about 5 a.m., done by 1800, 1700. That's about me. Same thing. I start about 4:30. Well, I'm actually 0600 out, but after the first day, I start getting up, get going about 4:30 in the morning. I like that. I want to go to bed when the sun goes down. I don't do well at night. Let's see here. Do different locations pay more or less? Does California pay more than Florida, DC? Yes. And I don't know the exact numbers, but that was a huge thing that happened here year before last, about 2 years ago, I think. We all got, not all of us, but a bunch of Walmart DCs in different states got like what did we get, an 8 cent raise or something like that. And then all that activity was jacked up, and then some of the DCs throughout the United States only got like, it depends, like a penny, 2 cents, 3 cents. And I'll tell you what, it was a major uproar. It super upset people. I mean, everybody was really upset over it. And California, we got one of the highest raises, and I get it. I'd be upset too. We can only guess that they base that on cost of living, or maybe what that DC makes. Oh, you turn that up for me? Sorry about that. I forgot about turning the water pump off in the background here. My wife will do it. So anyway, yeah, very upset drivers. I don't blame them, but overall, I mean, even if you're in one of these places that didn't get the big raise, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't make six figures working there. Now, I'm not going to swear by it. I mean, that's why I wanted Walmart drivers to get into the chat and put their 2 cents in there and what they think of that. Because I've had some drivers out in the East tell me, oh no, I barely do 85, 90 or whatever. And then, but most of them, they say they're above six figures. So, um, yeah, it's different pay, but I wouldn't be that concerned about it. It's probably going to be better than anywhere else for the most part. Oh, falling behind on the chat here. So doing 6'3", more money, 5'2", how much a difference? Okay, so I did the 6'3" for years, and it's less money. I wouldn't say significantly, but it's been so long, I don't remember how significant. You'll make more money at 5'2". Um, I think 5'2" is your biggest money maker. I've never done the 6'2". I think that's a big money maker, but pretty much 5'2", I think you're going to make your most money. 6'3" is nice though. If you can get 6'3" is where there's three drivers and two trucks. So those two trucks never stop moving. And those three drivers, just when one's getting out, the other one's getting in. And if you got good partners, it is a really good schedule, because you land up, excuse me, um, your days rotate. So you get weekends off, and then you have weekdays, and you still make quite a bit of money, but you get that extra day off. And the thing about it is that unless you're like really saving on your hours, on the fifth day or on the sixth day, you're down to just a few hours anyway. Some of the guys I know, they'll go on off duty like a lot, and they'll just conserve those hours. They can get most of their 6 day, but I was never that guy. By the time noon rolled around, they were like, "Go home. You don't have enough hours for us to turn you." And gosh, that was back before we had a big raise. I was still making this. It's been quite a few years. I was making just under 90, or right at 90,000 a year, but it's a whole new world now with the large raise that we got. Let's see here. I am behind. I'm falling way behind. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to this managing a live here. Let's see here. Onboarding in RevLab is not at the DC facility, just off I-5. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's news to me. I'm hearing it here for the first time. What do you do if you have to go to the restroom in the middle of nowhere? Well, in the old days, before I came to Walmart, it was pretty common. You'd always just see the trucks pulling off. You got a whole truck blocking you. Nowadays, I don't see that as much anymore. So I'd have to assume that that's when you see those little jugs with yellow liquid on the side of the road. Generally, I try to plan it out, but I won't lie. I pull off on the side. You know, I'll go on the other side of the truck. I mean, when you got to go, you got to go. Um, I try not to do the whole jug thing. That's just, yeah, that's kind of nasty. Um, but I have no problem pulling over the side of the road, and if I have to, I try to plan it out right. And I also, through the years, I've gotten used to how much liquid I drink. Like if I know I'm going to stop in the next hour, oh, I'll chug whatever, water, soda, coffee, whatever. In the mornings, I'll just do 1 cup of coffee, and then I'm off the liquids. And I know I'm going to take a break probably within 3 to 4 hours. So I'll start chugging liquids when I get towards that. It just, at this point, I don't even plan it anymore. It's automatic, you know, it's just business as usual. Let's see here. Trucking will always be here. Yes, it will be. Trucking will always be here. I I've said it before. People are, for what was it, last year or the year before? Everybody was totally going off on this whole oh, they're all going to be self-driving trucks, autonomous vehicles, and I thought, no, I don't believe that at all. You know why? Because it costs a lot of money. That's why. And one of the things that big companies don't want to do is spend money. And one of the things I've learned over the years is like, well, let's use Walmart for an example. Like for a long time, a lot of their computers in there, they were like old technology. And far as I know, they were still using the DOS setup for some of their security stuff and all that. And for those of you that don't know what that is, we're talking way back in the day, like the framework for Windows, right? DOS. And it's all about the fact that they don't want to upgrade and spend a bunch of money. Now, imagine, Walmart's not even a huge company compared to something like Swift or Schneider or whatever. Dude, those people have got tens of thousands, or I don't even know, what they got 40, 50,000 trucks. Think about replacing every one of those trucks with one of these self-driving trucks or a cyber truck or whatever. The cost is through the roof. And where we're sitting right now with all this, our economy and the way everything's costing, oh, they're cutting costs. They're not increasing costs. You would think, well, okay, if they invest in all that, then they're going to make more money, right? No, not really. Um, you know, People are only going to buy so much stuff. There's only so much you can, what's the word? When you up the price on a product, up to retail price, there's only so much margin there, like for food and stuff. And yeah, remember Walmart has a board, like a whole board of people that kind of run this whole thing. Do you really think that they want to give up more money for the future of Walmart? You know, for what? So that Walmart could get bigger and better? Yeah, they'll do that if they think it's more money in their pocket. But if it's a big risk, yeah, I don't really see that. Um, Maybe slowly that'll come over time, but I wouldn't listen to any of that stuff. Trucking's gonna be here a while. Arrive is 11:50 and hooks are 10 here in Texas. I think that's about what we got. Same thing. Yeah. And I think it also depends like on pay and stuff, whether you're a new driver or you're somebody who's been here a long time. Like for the miles, I think I'm at 64 cents a mile. Keep in mind you got all this other activity, but I don't even know what the new drivers are getting paid per mile, but it's going to be higher if you've been here a long time. Let's see. I was told the hiring region one onboarding is moving to Utah in February. You know, I did hear that they were going to back off on the hiring and then continue on at the end of January. That may be what you may be right on Utah, which in Utah, that means it would be at Grantsville, Utah. Let's see here. Those outside company drivers drive like maniacs in DCs I've been to. Yeah, you think? What's that?
People blame him on the Walmart driver.
Right. And that's one of the things that's irritating me. Oh, as you go back out, you grab me. Sorry. That's one of the things that irritates the hell out of me because you get these outside drivers and they'll be crashing and wrecking them. Well, it's the big billboard on the side of the trailer that says Walmart. And I watch this stuff online and they go, "Oh, look at Walmart. Walmart crashed and, smashed all this stuff up or killed people." And it's like you can clearly see that the tractor on the front is red or green or blue or whatever it is. And it's like, where did you think that was? They automatically think it's Walmart. So yeah, I'm glad that they're getting rid of a lot of the outside carriers. It's not that Walmart drivers don't get into accidents, but well, let's put it this way. When I first got hired on here, the DC and they're in McCarran, Nevada. They're 7048. They just opened it, like literally just opened it. The our manager was over there helping them open it. Matter of fact, when I got hired, and we had a company called Great Wide that was pulling most all that stuff. And oh, it was horrendous. I mean, I watched this for the first year. Trailers upside down, off the mountain, down in cliffs. People were getting killed. They were killing themselves. It was, yeah, I mean, it was terrible. It was just terrible. And it was like, oh, this has got to look really bad for Walmart. Well, needless to say, they didn't last that long and, they were out. Walmart tried to get us in there, and for whatever reason, they only got so many. And then eventually they got Swift in there, but Swift couldn't get the drivers in there. They told them that we need 100 drivers here by this certain date. And the drivers, they had like 20 drivers or something like that. And they had signed a contract with Walmart and they were like, this is not good. Well, at that point, somehow or another, they renegotiated and Swift was out, and then Walmart was completely in. And it's not that we're without accidents, but it runs a hell of a lot smoother over there now. I hardly ever see Walmart, trailers crashed. Oh, better catch up, catch up, catch up. Where am I at here? Um, oh no, it didn't spun it too hard here. Um, that's for how easy it's transferred from a Texas DC to a Florida DC. I'm pretty sure you lose your seniority for only a certain amount of time, like 6 months or a year or something like that. But I don't know. Thank you. I don't know if I think a lot of people wanted to go to Florida. I know we have a couple of DCs, and I know one of them we consider like the retirement DC. So it might be a little hard to get in there. Let's see here. My ADP dropped. I'm at 371 now. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Well, I've talked about this in my videos. Starting in June, I work all the extra I can. Not all the extra, but I work extra a lot. And my ADP, it'll go down to what's the lowest? I think 420 was the lowest it went this last year. Once May rolled around, and then I worked extra. It slowly went up 440, 460, 480. Now I'm at 501. And well, now Christmas is done and it's going to go back down. Now, between now and June, that thing is going to drop. I don't know if it's going to go as low as 420 or lower, but it's going to drop again. And then once, June comes back around again, I'm going to work extra and then, go back up again. But I work five on, five off. So a little bit different than you guys working full time. I don't think the numbers are going to be as dramatic.
I was waiting for the soda comment.
Oh, hey, it's zero. So I'm okay.
You might consider asking Coca-Cola to be a sponsor.
Oh gosh. Do I want that though? I don't know. It might be woke. Let's see here. Must work 1 year in your current position. Oh, okay. Texas now is like 56 cents a mile. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Um, it wasn't all the DCs in Texas, was it? But most of them didn't get the big raise. Yeah, I think the people in Texas spoke the loudest. You know, I'm part of a bunch of different Walmart Facebook groups, and yeah, it got pretty rude on there for a while. I mean, it was a good 6 months of well, I'm sure it would have been full blown cussing if they weren't afraid of getting kicked off the groups, but some pretty pissed off drivers, and Texas was the loudest, I think. Um, applied for the associate driver program twice. Not easy to get accepted, but understand a lot of people apply for a small class. I'm hoping to get picked soon. Well, the way I've learned it is that it's by seniority. I don't know the exact details, but I mean, I'm amazed at how many people work in Walmart stores that have been there 25 and 30 years. Pretty blown away, actually. I was down at the Willows store, and I was sitting there talking to the manager and then like assistant manager and then somebody else. And they were doing something outside. They were painting lines or whatever. And I'm like, well, how come I can't pull into that door? And they go, why don't you go out and ask that guy? You know, what they say? I forget his position. He goes, he's been here a while. And I go, well, I've been here 17 years. And he goes, oh, is that all? I've been here 30. The guy beside him was like 28. And then the other gal was like 22 years. And I'm like, really? In Walmart? Like this store? And they go, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know. So, you know, if any of these people want to do the driver to associate program, if you've only been there 10, 15 years, yeah, you got some people to compete with. Matter of fact, one of the guys in that store went for that, and I guess they got it, and they had been there quite a few years, like 30 or whatever. So it just depends, I guess. Yeah, just hang in there. Just keep trying. How many miles do you have left before you hit 2 million miles? Actually, I'm not even at Walmart. I should be at 1.5 million miles right now. I need to ask safety about it. I was like literally 40,000 miles here months ago away from 1.5 million. I already had a bunch of miles before I came here. So once I'm at 1.5 million, that means that I'm just under 2.5 million. Probably, probably at two and a quarter million miles. Because when I came to Walmart, I had like 750,000 miles or something like that. And so, yeah, it's been a while. I'm sure I would have been way higher, but for what, 5 years now, I've been on these programs like 5 on, 5 off. Prior to that, we had a thing that was oh, what was it? It was 6 on, 8 off, which sounds nuts, but I'd work on my weeks off whenever I felt like it. So I mean, it wasn't as bad as you think. So the miles just dropped, you know, compared to, well, back when I was over to the road, I'd get 180,000 miles a year at least, because I had a truck that, you know, go as fast as I want. And I was driving cross country, but once I came to Walmart, those miles dropped down to like 100,000 a year. I think it was basically. Where are we at here? When you run a reefer load, can you still get good miles if you have several stops on one trailer? Not usually, no. I mean, sometimes you hit it just right and you get stores that are just boom, they're just on it, you know. There's no drop and hook with the reefer, so you're gonna unload every store. I think the biggest problem is they, and most of you probably know this if you run reefer, they gotta move the other store's pallets out of the way, take their pallets off, and then put that back on. And so I mean it's kind of a process, but if you get enough activity, it don't matter. You know, I had a video on that, activity versus miles, and on an average, it doesn't matter really. Sometimes it severely matters, but on average, it doesn't really that matter that much because you're going to get paid the activity, and um, so you don't need all those miles. What do we got here? hmm What do you think about those who say trucking is dead and dead end job? Well, I talked about that a few minutes ago. Yeah, no, you know what? It is a dead end job. If you land up staying somewhere like these, like I said, I call them the McDonald's and Taco Bell of the industry, entry level positions. You stay in that, yeah, it's a dead end job. One of the things I remember the most back when I first started this, and I'll tell you, I started with Swift. I did it on purpose and I did it for a reason. Um, Hold on, my throat's getting dry here. I went through trucking school. I got it paid for through a program that was like a state program. And so I made some calls around, and most of them were like, no, we don't want to hire someone right out of school. And I talked to a lot of the people that were there in school, and they were like, oh, I'm gonna wait for a local job. And I was down around Fresno at this time. And there was guys that were still there during the day that weren't in the school. And I remember asking, who are these guys that are hanging out? And they go, oh, they're the guys that have graduated like 2 months ago. And I go, why are they still here? Because they're waiting out a local job. And I'm like, there's no job all this time? Oh, hell no. No, we're not doing that. And they go, well, you're going to have to go over the road then. And so everybody was saying back then Swift was the worst, but anybody can get it. You had a heartbeat and a temperature. And even then, you could still get a job there. And I'm like, that's a job for me then. Because everybody kept saying, you just got to get some experience. You just got to get some experience. I called them up and I said, will you hire me? And they said, yeah. Matter of fact, you're hired now as long as you get your CDL. And I'm like, cool. And I was with them for 4 months. Long story, I won't get into it, but basically they screwed up my pay. So I was like, either pay me this week or I'm out of here. And they were like, oh, we'll fix it. They didn't. I went to leave. They said, don't leave. We'll fix it. And I said, you said that last week. And you still haven't paid me the right amount of money. And oh, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. No, I'm not. So I left after working there 4 months. And I ended up getting a job within a month, less than a month. It was like within a few weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. And then from there, I ended up getting a local job within a couple weeks. Worked that for about 4 months, and yeah, that was not for me. And then I ended up going on to the tanker company. But um,
The tanker company got your experience.
yeah, the tanker company got me the experience. It was smoothbore tanker, and I realize now, back in those days when I was out on the road and I was gone all the time, this is how I describe it. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was like I'd be gone for 4 to 6 weeks at a time, come home, barely get 3 days off, and then go back. And I'm like, I just can't live my life like this. And it was like there was never any hope because I didn't know about jobs like Walmart or these local fueling companies because I didn't have experience. I had no hope of getting these jobs back in those days. And I say back in those days because I know people that have gone right in and got great jobs out of school, but that wasn't happening back then. Not especially if you didn't live in a city or something like that, which we didn't. So yeah, that would be a dead end job. No light at the end of the tunnel, stuck in an entry level job. Don't do that. But other than that, no, it's not dead end. Um, Fall behind here. Man, I'm terrible at this live thing. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. How can we cash in PTO days at the end of the year? And can you only carry like 10 days over? Two things about that. Yeah, you can cash in, but they're going to tax it to death. I forget the number, but it's like 48 or 47% or something like that. You don't really want to do that. It'd be better just take days off. But I mean, you can. And I don't know the limit on that. I do know that you can only take so many days over. Yeah, I think it's 10 for people that work like a 5-2 or whatever. For me, I can't even take it's either 5 or 3. I don't think I can take over anymore. I don't think I can roll over anymore than 3. And I have no problem. I take my days when February rolls around. I make sure. Matter of fact, that's why we're doing this live right now. I just took 15 days off. I just started here 2 days ago. So it's up to you. I mean, you can cash them in, but I don't. I enjoy being at home and getting paid for it. The CPM pay difference are about cost of living differences. Yes. Yes. And it's hard living in California. I'm just glad I don't live in a big city. Um, just cracked 500,000 miles a week, 500,000 miles
A week or two.
a week or two before coming here onboarding. Awesome. Right on. Congratulations. What's the uniform policy? You need to wear one. I'll tell you, I almost didn't come here because of that uniform policy. I said, why would I want to go drive a truck at 55 miles an hour and wear a monkey suit? That was my exact termage back in the day. I actually like the uniform now. They got a lot of options. I mean, they got the white shirts, the blue ones. They wash them, they supply them. All you need to do is wear them and throw them in the dirty hamper, and they take care of everything. They put the patches on, they do everything. Like I said, the white ones, the blue ones, they have those stripy ones, long sleeve, short sleeve. You can wear shorts. They supply pants. I think they have a couple different pants. I've always gotten the Wrangler straight leg or whatever they are. And then but yeah, you can wear shorts. Yeah, I think they want you to wear boots, but I see all kinds of guys not wearing boots. I would, if you're gonna wear shorts, I mean, at least wear like hiking boots or something. I mean, trust me, you don't want to crush your feet or get your toes jacked up, and that's what'll happen wearing tennis shoes. I've always wore boots. Here about 4 or 5 months ago, I was tired and I'm putting my clothes on in the morning. I was leaving the house to go down to the DC, and I put my shoes on and I left. And I got down there and I was doing my pre-trip and I went and just kicked the tire. Oh man, it about doubled me over. I think I didn't break my toe, but it felt like it. And I realized, oh, you dummy, you didn't put your boots on. You put your tennis shoes on. And then right then it reminded me, this is why I wear boots. Oh my God, it hurts. So I was stuck with the tennis shoes all week and I hated it. But whatever you guys prefer. Are you allowed to cook inside the truck? As far as I know, yeah. Um, a long time ago, I used to do that. I had like a grill and all this stuff and a microwave and I had a stove with frying pan and all that. And I don't do that anymore. I don't know. I mostly that was over the road. I mean, we're in for 5 days. I like sandwiches and things. And I'll go to Walmart and get a lot of food, but a lot of guys do cook. You can do it. There's an inverter in there. You can run a microwave. I gotta have my coffee pot. I got the Keurig, and yeah, I got that cheap $20 one from Walmart. That thing has lasted for years and years and years. Unbelievable. And yeah, as long as I got my coffee and yeah, I'm good. But yeah, you can cook in there.
So you have a fridge.
Oh yeah, we have a fridge too. So really good fridge. Turn it up on high, it'll freeze everything. Uh let's see. Oh boy, I'm really falling behind here. Let's see. Do you have to chain up? Have to? That's kind of a harsh word. Yeah, you probably do. I know that sounds bad, but no, you don't have to chain up. If you feel like it's unsafe, you can tell them, you know what, I don't feel that it's safe to go. Um, Plenty of people have done it. There's a whole lot of history on that back in the day. I've told this story multiple times where the there was a time we had a safety guy. This is back when I first started here. He says chains are for getting you out of trouble, not into trouble. And his policy was, no, I want you guys to hit what we called stow 9, which was basically you're going on downtime and you start getting paid hourly. And he always told us that. And a lot of the drivers really took that seriously. And we got to a point where there was like 10 drivers, 15 drivers or whatever sitting at the bottom of the hill like for day after day after day. And they're not going anywhere because there's chains on the hill. And they were just like, nope, it's chains up. It's not safe. We're not going. I don't really know how Walmart handled that because I wasn't one of those guys. I've always put the chains on unless I feel it's not safe. And that's one of the things that gets shot back at me all the time when I'm on my videos. They're like, that's not safe. You're not being responsible. And it's like, I've been doing this 22 years. I know when it's safe, when it's not. And when a storm just blows in, and especially if it's the first storm of the year, people are just, they lose their minds. They're crashing all over the place. And then there's times where it's just been snowing, they've been plowing it. There's nothing significant going on. It's covered the road. They're keeping up plowing it. There's no reason not to put chains on and go. That's just my opinion. But no, I think the answer to that is no, you don't have to, but you probably should if you're a professional, at least sometimes.
Depends where you're at.
Depends on where you're at too. Yeah, that's true. I mean, out here in California, it's a different situation. We have Donner Pass, we have Snoqualmie up in Washington. We got passes that are steep grades versus I never once put chains on in those other states when I used to drive across the United States, not once. And I drove the 80 all the way across. That was my route back in the day. I would leave Hillmar, California, and I drive all the way out to Greenwood, Wisconsin. I take the 80 all the way and make a left turn there in Iowa, shoot up there, and then I'd go from there to Indiana, down to Florida, out to LA, and then back to home. And not once, not one time in all those years I put chains on because I didn't need them because it was a different type of snow. There's no steep inclines, and so it's a different deal out here. I'll just say that. Let's see here. A lot of people don't want to come to Walmart because of slip seating. It's not bad. Did you mind slip seating? No, I didn't mind it. It's funny you mention that because I'm kind of slip seating now. Something came up last week. But when I first came here, we had what was called, I think, the extra board or something like that. And it meant that I didn't have a truck. This is when I first got hired. Um, I think they called it the flex or something like that. I don't remember. And anyway, so basically, whatever truck was available, they'd put me in it. Some I might get to drive 3 days, others I can only drive a day. It sucked. I hated the whole pulling my stuff out and putting my stuff back in. That lasted, phew, I don't even remember how long. It didn't last that long, a few months. And then I landed up with my own truck. For years, I had my own truck. Then I went to 6'3" and I shared a truck with my two other partners. I got along with them great. It didn't bother me a bit. We all had it worked out. We had the microwave, the coffee pot, all the amenities and things. And then we would share responsibility on who was going to get coffee and leave it in the truck or who was going to do whatever. And it worked out great. So that slip seating wasn't bad at all being on a program. I didn't mind that. From there, I went and had my own truck again for quite some time. Then I went on this deal where, like I'm doing now, like 5 on, 5 off. You're supposed to be sharing a truck. Well, for whatever reason, I wasn't sharing a truck for years. And then just last week, and we're talking like what, 4 years? I haven't shared a truck. And just last week, I got a phone call from Walmart and they said, hey, we're trying to consolidate everything down. We're getting rid of these older trucks. We have a guy that he's going to be your partner. You'll be the senior driver because it's your truck. And, you guys are going to share the truck. I think I've met him before, but I basically just wrote a note in his box. Oh, I got to text him back now that I think about it. And I said, hey, here's my phone number. Text me your number. We can work out whatever, if the truck is not going to be available, something happened. And so I'll let you know. I'll keep you up to date on how that is. But overall, you can have your own truck. Slip seating's not bad. You're in for 5 days. I mean, how much stuff you bringing? Should be a duffel bag, some clothes and a binder or something. But let's see. Love the work and the life balance I get at Walmart. Being home weekly instead of out for 6 weeks. 1 week off. Yeah, I wish I'd have got 1 week off back in the day. But yeah, me too. Same thing. It was like light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, look, my life begins now. That's what it felt like. Um, man, I flipped the thing here and I lost where I was at. Oh, here it is right here. Somebody says slip seating isn't bad. Use 3 points of contact. Have good shoes.
It won't fall.
Um, I got a lot of 22 shirts in different combinations. Yeah, they give you a lot of clothes. Yes, you have to chain up if there requires it, but if you don't have to drive, you don't want to. Yeah, nope. If you don't have to if you don't want to drive if you don't think it's safe. We do have a refrigerator, freezer, microwave. There works. Folks on TikTok, etc., that have Amazon skillets and cook. I've seen it. Yep. What is the cleaning when you turn it back to the truck? They want you to clean it real good. And then you have to fill out this sheet. That's like a check mark. I don't even read it. I just run a line through all the check marks and sign it. And yeah, I mean, you know what clean is. I mean, if you think the floor needs to be swept, then you didn't clean it. If it smells, you didn't clean it.
That's part of slip saving that was bad.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one of the things. In the old days, in the beginning, when I first started, oh yeah, we call them the graybeards. That's the big joke. You know, the guys that have been here forever. My wife now calls me a graybeard, and I kind of do, but yeah, they were super sensitive. I remember I was only here a week or two here at Walmart, and I was in a big hurry to go home, and I used somebody's truck, and um I'd left 3 coat hangers in a stack on the bed, and there was one other thing. I think there was a napkin that I had left on the counter in the back, and I just got out of the truck and left. But I cleaned it, right? It was just those 2 things, and then I came back to work, and our ops manager, he goes, "Hey Don, I need to talk to you. Come in here." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, "I just needed to let you know that I got a driver that complained about, you didn't clean the truck good enough." I go, "Really?" I go, I cleaned that truck." And he goes, "Well, he says that there was hangers all over the place and trash all over the floor." And I'm like, "What?" Oh my God. There was like 3 hangers on the bed, 1 napkin on the counter. He goes, "I'm just telling you. I was supposed to tell you, try to keep it clean." And so that's a pretty mild story. They used to be pretty sensitive. Sometimes they had a right to be that sensitive, though. I've seen some trash trucks, but I mean, clean, just clean it. Let's see here. Walmart Transportation Company, best I ever worked for besides the Army. That's the best I ever worked for. That's why I stayed here 17 years. You can opt out of the company provided jeans and shorts and bring your own, but if they're damaged, ripped, or stained, you can't wear them. Let's see.
I think we can just skip to Vince. Is it hard to land it?
What's that?
I think you can probably skip what they're talking.
Yeah. Let's see. Chaining is paid, $30 to install, 30 to remove. Yeah, $60 to chain. We have individual credit cards. Yep, we do. Yeah, and anything, they give you a list of types of things you can buy with a credit card. I've used it to rent cars. I've used it to get motel rooms. I've used it to get cleaning supplies. I've used it to get parts. What was it? Like a light bulb or something on the road, and used it to get a lock one night or one morning because somebody came through and cut my lock off. They're not, you just use good sense, and then with the receipts, you keep all the receipts, sign it, put your number on it, and then you drop it off. For us, it's a gal named Roxanne, been here long time, longer than me, super nice. You don't give her the receipt and sign it, then she'll get on you pretty good, but she's real nice. She's pretty awesome, actually. Let's see here. It's hard. hard to land daily position. Do you know if the pay is good? Well, it depends on where you go. I mean, um, like down in Fontana, down in LA, as far as I know, there's a ton of them down there, day positions. Pay is supposed to be pretty good. I don't. I asked a few people and they wouldn't tell me a number, and I said, "Do they make money like we do?" And they said, "Yeah, it's similar." That's about the best answer I can get. So yeah, I don't know. Then I found out later that they just now started getting bonuses, which kind of blew me away. But I don't know. From what I hear, they're pretty happy with it. I mean, it's good thing to do. As far as landing a position, it just depends on where you live. I mean, obviously, there's going to be way more day positions in a place like LA or Chicago or something like that because there's just a ton of stores packed in those areas. Like where I work at, we don't even have but just a few day cabs. I wouldn't want to do that. Is I like being in the truck every week, but let's see here. Which yeah, this guy answered it here. Yeah.
Nick says, hey, Dawn,
Hey, what's up, Nick?
almost done with the week after onboarding.
Cool. Man, I rolled this wheel and it just shoots through.
Green bubble, Nick.
I got it now, yeah. Actually almost done. Onboarding. In SAC now. Past onboarding. Yay! All right. Tons of computer work. Second week. Yeah, that's about right for Walmart. Congratulations. Super. Yeah. No, they don't skimp on the motel rooms. They usually put you up in a good one. I know there's been a time or two where I had to get motel rooms. I never got told which one I can go to. I mean, I could have went to, something super luxurious, $500 a night, but I knew better. So the last time I needed a motel room, I just went to like Holiday Inn or something, and they're real nice.
There's a lot of talks. You might want to go to Jeremiah Johnson.
A lot of what?
Talking, so you might go to.
Oh, okay. Jeremiah, here we go. Sanger, Texas. Does Walmart outsource roadside servers, or do they have their own? They outsource it. I would imagine it's different all over the country. Um, it used to be that you would just call the shop and do this, and now they have this thing on the computer in the truck. I haven't used it yet, but I hear it's a major hassle, headache. People don't like it. I can't really comment because I haven't used it yet. Um, I like the good old fashioned call somebody and be like, "Hey, could you send somebody out? I'm here," and then they would call you and all this stuff. Um, yeah, they outsource it. There's just no, yeah, it's never a good thing. It ends up being a lot of hours. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, you go on read it.
Let's see.
Nick wonders how much Dawn has made for referrals in the last year.
Zero. $0. Could be my fault. I don't know. It's always possible. When I started this YouTube channel, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I've always wanted to do YouTube for years now, even before I came to Walmart. And this seemed like the best thing to do, the Walmart, because that's what I do every day. And so when I heard about this bonus thing for referrals, I've mentioned it a few times, but I haven't mentioned it as much as I should. Um, I've gotten quite a few emails where people said they used me, and then so far I've gotten nothing. I've been on and off saying something about it for what, a year now, and it's got to be something I'm doing wrong because well, my buddy Rich,
Yeah, they're talking about
yeah,
it. 40,000 on top of pay.
oh yeah, no, he's got more than that.
Now, yeah.
Well, I know the details of what he's got. A lot of them. I'm not going to say the number, but your eyes would pop out of your head if you knew how much money he's made on referrals. But he asked, If you don't ask, you don't get, and I haven't asked. I'll probably lately I've been kind of kicking it up, asking a little bit more. I probably will. I know Rich has got a really awesome system where he like literally he's got spreadsheets and like schedules to like get a hold of you guys to check and see, hey, how's it going? Did you pass onboarding? Where are you at now? He's got a driver number that he calls and has them track it down. Yeah, I'm not nearly that motivated. I get it. It's $5,000, in my pocket, which by the way, they tax that to death. So I would imagine you'd only get what, 2,800 bucks out of that or something. I don't know. 3,000. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't worry about it. I'm working on this YouTube thing, but you're gonna hear me mention it a lot more going forward. I mean, mainly just want to help people. What we got here? I have a feeling nobody believes me on the zero.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. Not one
You should
referral have
probably
I
make
gotten.
some phone calls.
Hey, I need to make a phone call. Yeah, something's gone wrong here. They owe me 10,000 for sign-on bonus.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
It's way, you might as well scroll a little bit.
Oh, am I too high up?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my wife Samantha, by the way. I told her I don't think I can handle all this by myself, so she's my manager. What do you see here?
How long you been with Walmart, Shadow Frost,
17 years.
with Walmart?
Yeah, with Walmart, 17 years, and I've been driving for 22 years. And I think the person that it was harder on was not me; it was my wife. We've been together now. Oh, I'm in trouble now, aren't I? 27 years. I was going to say 26. So she's dealt with this since day one. Actually, the original plan was that we were going to go out together, but she was too young. They wouldn't hire her and they wouldn't insure her back in the day. And yeah, you had to be 21 or
No, they want 21 or 25.
21 or 25, can't remember. So I was already into it, I already had the CDL. So it was like, all right, well, when you get older, you'll come. Well, it just never happened. And so she did a lot of sitting at home, but I got 3 kids, and the first one I was able to be at her birth because I worked at Jim Artman, which is the tanker company. Um, they were good to me. That company was good. They made sure they kept me close. My other 2 kids, Walmart, yeah, totally. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna be there.
And 6 weeks old. Well, the last one was 6 weeks old.
The last one, what?
You were able to be home 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I was able to be home 6 weeks when my youngest was born, and can't complain at all. I mean, that's awesome. Let's see. Rich says he creates a spreadsheet. Oh yeah, he's got more than that actually. Right across the video. Oh, I should put my numbers across the video. I should. You're right. I feel like I don't know. Please, sir, can I have a referral? I don't know. It just makes me feel weird asking, but yeah, you're right. Let's see. I have a recruiter calls me back. That's good. What circumstances will they allow? Get a hotel room? I'm guessing there's something wrong with the truck. Yeah, truck could break down. You could be running a day cab that day, filling in for somebody and not make it back. My particular case where I had a motel room last was I was sitting and I made a video about this, so you guys probably seen it. I was sitting in the truck stop there at Biggs Junction, which is Highway 97 and I-84 up in Oregon. And Schneider came to the parking lot, tired, sleepy, had a container on. He pulled in front of my truck like this and then cranked it because he was going to back in next to me. And the tail end of his truck just ripped the grill right off my truck and it messed up the radiator and stuff. And I landed up getting motel rooms a couple times. Got a rental car, and then, I asked them. They said, "Well, just get a motel room." They didn't. They just go get a motel room and go get a rental car. I was like, okay, kind of gave me a blank check here with this card, but You're going to regret that. Just kidding. But circumstances like that, I mean, they figure you got hired here, you got good sense. You're not going to, you know, you're going to do the right thing. And so those are times you'd use the card. In the old days, you know what we didn't have cards. When I got hired here, they handed us $150 cash. Yeah, they were like, "Here's $150. Hang on to that in case you get a flat or you break down or something." Things got a little more expensive since then. Humble guy.
He says you deserve to make 30,000 more a year.
Oh, oh, deserve. I don't know about that, but I'd like it. Yeah, sure. Did you tell people about the academy where they help train? I don't know much about it. I guess you're talking about where they literally you get your CDL. Did you read all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driver to Associate Academy or
Well, see, they help them get their CDL, but then they also like train them. Like they go out with a trainer for 12 weeks or whatever. All I know about all that is that you go out like 12 weeks with the trainer, and then they're going to decide, if you're failing at this or you're looking good. I think most everybody's looking good and does great. There may have been a few that it didn't work out, but you know, they're not going to invest all this money into a person because it costs a lot to train people to get you started. Anybody just to work here, let alone the associate to driver. It's in their best interest to make sure that you do well and pass if you're in the associate to driver program. So you can be pretty confident there's going to be people there trying to help you every step of the way. Let's see. Why does Walmart offer some driver sign-on bonuses? Yep. Depends on where you're at. It was for a while. They were doing it just about everywhere, but now it's only certain locations. They're probably just desperate is why. Having a hard time driving. Let's see. Yeah, Ottawa. They gave 3. So you see the next question here?
No, as Nick said, so last week there were 17 guys that started and 8 made it through. That's actually a pretty good success rate.
Yeah, that's a really good success rate.
You made it for yours?
There was 120 applicants when I got hired here. We didn't have an onboarding process like what you guys are doing. In the old days, I can't believe I'm saying that. Everybody applied. If you got past that, then they would be the first interview. Then there'd be the second interview. No, there was the first interview with drivers. Then there was the second interview with the ops people and that kind of thing. And then you do your drive and your pre-trip and all that with the safety guy. Just you and the safety guy. That's it. And then when you got back, he'd be like, "Oh, you look good," or "This isn't going to work out." And luckily I got, you look good. So at that point, your third interview was with the GTM, and then it was basically just to welcome you in. But what was the question again?
Oh, how many people made it?
Oh, right. How many people? So out of 120, 4 of us made it. And
how many months did it take?
It took 3 solid months.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I screwed up and told my job that I misunderstood. They were like, "Oh yeah, you're going to get hired in November. You'll be starting then." Well, I don't know. Apparently, maybe I wanted to hear that. I don't know. But I told my employer that, and then when I called Walmart, they go, "No, you don't start till December." So I got a hold of my employer, and me and that guy didn't get along anyway at that last part of where I was working. And he goes, "Well, we'll see if I have any work for you. I can't shortchange my guys just because you want to leave." So I ended up hardly working for about a month. And so that started me out just great working at Walmart. I had to use my credit card to get by for a month. And then it was like, great, I started here in debt. How nice. But
You probably ask them more questions and get that hour.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. Yeah, we're sitting a little bit over an hour. I was planning an hour here. Is there any more questions?
I didn't really see any. I don't know if you missed any or not, but
$2.40 a gallon in Dallas. Wow. Well, we have an Indian casino up here where I live at, and it's 340, no, 360 a gallon right now. 364 to be exact. I just got fuel yesterday, and then everywhere else is like, I don't know, four some, almost $5 a gallon. So yeah, it must be nice out in Dallas.
do new drivers have to team drive with a trainer?
New drivers, they have what's called a mentor, and it used to be 1 week, but it might be 2 weeks now. It used to be 1 week. They would just ride. They don't team drive. The mentor just sits in the truck with you, and you guys become friends and talk. And
You get paid hourly, right? You used to.
I don't remember what we got paid, but the way we did it was we just went out for the day and came back. They give us loads that you can turn. I hear now that maybe they go out with like one of the instructors and or a mentor, and you might stay out over the road or get a motel or something. I don't know, but the thing about the mentor thing is it's not somebody watching over you to be critical. It's actually your contact person that you'll go forward with. You become friends with them, and like from there on, like 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 months. Hell, I was talking to my mentor 5 years later, and it's just somebody to call and be like, "Hey, I don't know how this works. What is it?" And then they're more than happy to be like, "Here, let me guide you through it." And they'll tell you. My mentor became my good friend. She was actually a female. Became a good friend of mine, good friend of my wife, and unfortunately, she's not with us anymore. But she, yeah, she was,
From 18.
yeah, she drove from when she was 18 years old all the way up until she was like 60 something when she passed away. But she drove the whole time, and yeah, I
Learned a lot.
learned a lot from my mentor. So yeah, it's a good thing. Let's see.
And just talking guys.
Well, all right then. So not bad. I didn't count how many people have been on the stream here.
Thank you for all the answers.
Yes. Thank you for the Walmart drivers that were helping me with the answers. I've watched lives before and I'm thinking, man, can I handle all this stuff coming in? Needed my wife. The Walmart drivers helped me. Thank you. And I'll try to make it a regular thing if I can, maybe once a month or something. We'll see. But it went well, and I appreciate all you guys coming.
We can probably keep talking in the chat.
Yeah, I think you guys can still keep talking in the chat. I'm not sure how it works, but so
Leon says nice job.
all right. Thanks, Leon. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for showing up for my live, and pretty awesome. All right.
And you can tap, tap, tap.